I don't know if y'all heard about the sister in Florida who got sentenced to 20 years for defending herself. Well, actually, she just fired the weapon in the air, from what I heard before in the media. Let me read this to you. Let me give you my take on it. Marissa Alexander gets 20 years in failed stand your ground defense. Marissa Alexander has been sentenced to 20 years in prison for firing a warning shot at her abusive husband, the Florida Times-Union report. Alexander was convicted on 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in March. She argued she was standing her ground when she fired the shot in her husband's direction, but the argument was rejected. Wow. Corey was firm in the punishment, knowing Alexander's gunshot could easily ricochet and hit the children or husband. Alexander, 31, has claimed that she was in fear of her life from her husband, 36-year-old Rico Gray, when she went to the garage of their home and armed herself during an August 2010 dispute that had already gotten physical. But a judge ruled against her in a stand your ground hearing, saying that Alexander's choice to go back into the house to face her husband was not consistent with someone who was in genuine fear of his or her life. Gray has been arrested twice for domestic battery, once leading to a conviction and a sentence probation. Other led Alexander to file an injunction against Gray. But Alexander was also charged with domestic battery for 4 months after the shooting and another assault on Gray, this time leaving him with an injury to his eye. Alexander pleaded no contest in their charge after the trial in March and was sentenced to time served. Okay, let me say this. There's some other information that they left out. This sister has a master's degree. Her child, she had an infant child, I think it was either 9 months old. And her husband is known to hit women. And I think he said, I got 5 baby mamas, and it's the first one that actually, I think, fought back, or didn't lay my hand on some to their defense. Now here it is, y'all. I want y'all to understand something. I think they keyed on in her that she was educated. She had a master's degree. And if anybody knows how the legal system look on a black person with some education or common sense, they go harder on. Then we have to understand what part of the country she was in. She was in Florida. A lot of people don't think of Florida as being part of the South. Okay? People forget during that time they used to feed black babies to alligators and crocodiles and all that stuff during that part of the I think is it alligators down there? I think it's alligators down there, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's crocodiles, I forget, in Florida swamp, the marshland and stuff. But here it is. This sister defends herself. She gets 20 years. The guy that beats the crap out of women has a history of it. He has nothing happened to him. See, this is what I'm talking about, sisters. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Y'all have no friends. And at the same time, and don't take this the wrong way, sisters, y'all choose the wrong type of men. Her choosing this guy, and people say, well, they fell in love, they had a child together. You know how guys run game. Nobody is that slick, that smooth. Now she's going to spend 20 years in prison. At that time, her child was 9 months. So that means in 2010, it's a year. So what? That baby be 21 when she gets out of jail. I mean, I think she can take this, get a acquittal, but they went hard on her. Zimmerman shot a kid point blank and was told by law enforcement officials or 911 operator to stand down. This bastard's walking around and he's getting support. But I'm going to tell you who I'm pissed off at too. Us as a people. We was down there marching with Trayvon parents. We should have been down there giving this sister support. Sisters, this is what I said in my other video. Where's your Gloria RS? Where's the National Organization of Women at? Nobody's to be seen. Here it is. A woman was on the news today with Gloria RF. Some talk about she couldn't get a job because of her past as an exotic dancer. But this woman was defending herself. This one you need lawyers. Look what happened to that sister in New York that got raped by Dominique Strauss-Kahn. How the law in New York and the media made her out like she was a slut. Look how Bethany Starro lied and said a black woman put acid on her face. Had black women getting pulled over and being questioned, and when they found she lied, they slapped her on the wrist. This is why I tell you, black women, quit arguing among every black man out here. We're not your enemy. We're telling you, you need to choose better mates. Now, this bastard's going to go on and find another piece of ass, and he's going to fuck with her. The legal system wants dysfunction. This beautiful sister is going to spend 20 years in jail. And if she do get out, she got a felony. Even with that master's degree, she couldn't get a job. Her life is fucked either way it go. We should be angry that she's going to jail because of a no good punk wanting to put his hands on her. Brothers, y'all don't own no woman out here. Just because she has your child, that don't mean, excuse me for being vulgar, that pussy is yours. Sisters, you gotta choose wisely. This sister, we should be up in arms about this. 20 fucking years for defending herself. She did this. Oh, well, you went back into the house. That was her home. Where was the NWCP at? Where's Mr. Obama at standing with her? Yes, I am pissed because I'm tired of this shit. This is why this divide goes on in our community. Because now you got a young sister saying, see, I told you black man ain't no good. That black woman went to jail because her no good boyfriend. See, brothers, this is why we need to start checking guys like this. Because this is what's making us our job so much harder. I mean, 20 years for defending herself. And this man attacked her before. This shit. No, I better stop it right here because this shit is making me get a headache.